Hi, my name is Thomas Andrews and I'm going to talk about my project proposal. So my project goal is to make the UC 5K run fun for everyone. This will make it fun for smaller children and it will appeal to more families, as well as creating a bigger audience for the 5K run. Furthermore, I would like to build a stronger relationship between UC and the local community, because this is an important factor as local businesses and local high school students will want to come to UC when they're older, because we created a good event at the 5K run. The last reason and the last project goal is to achieve the UC mission statement and LLOs. My project justification is so that the 5K run can have more families participating. There will be more of a family environment where there will be more activities during and after the run for children, such as sporting games, races and things like that. Another project justification is to bring society closer with different activities and cultures, because young children nowadays need to learn about new cultures, and different foods cooked by different people from different countries would be a good way of integrating this. The last justification is to represent the university by achieving the mission statement and LLOs. Meaning that UC is represented well by its students and the event is a success. My project plan, I have some steps in order to make the event successful and be organized, which is to have meetings and assign each member helping out from UC so that they know what their task is. Next is for all members to email staff and coaches in advance so that they can gain access to equipment, because this is a really important factor and it will save a lot of costs for the equipment for the activities and games. Thirdly, to buy or make any equipment which is needed, because some of the equipment may not be able to be borrowed, or we might not have it, so we might need to invest into the event. Also, we need to plan transportation of the equipment so that the equipment is it can be transported easily without having to be taken by the UC staff or the UC students helping out. Fifth, on the project plan is to plan times of arrival and timing on the day so that the activities don't start at the beginning of the run, because this would take away the audience from the run and there would be no one cheering the athletes on. Next is to have a final meeting the day before to discuss what recipes people will be making for the food, sporting activities, timings, and maybe getting a celebrity or a well-known figure to be at the event, because this would create a lot more attention for the event and it would just make the day better. Next is to ensure all members know what they are doing, which is really important, because otherwise it could be a failure. And lastly is to arrive in the morning of the day and set up all activities and stalls in advance, but only open them about 3/4 of the way into the race, so that the audience would be there until the very last stages. My constraints and overcoming them. My first constraint is the equipment, because for the activities and the food to cook the recipes, it could be quite hard to obtain this, but one of the ways we could do this would be to use the UC kitchens and the UC equipment, and any equipment which we can't borrow we would buy or make ourselves. I think it would make a profit, because the food would be sold, and then even if we bought any equipment or food in advance, I think that the revenue would be more than the total cost, so it would be good. The next constraint is the transport. Getting UC vans and people to drive them could be quite difficult, so that needs to be planned in advance, and we need to have permission from UC staff. Also, the question of would people stay for the events and activities after the run. We don't know if people would stay, but I think if it looked appealing enough, people would want to stay, and the fact that there would be activities and advertising for the event and the day would make people stay. And then lastly, it would make a profit because of the food, and maybe we could have prizes for the activity, so people could pay $1 to play an activity. And the money that we make would, if we make any money, which I'm sure we will, on top of over the cost, the money made would be used for the next 5K run, so that we could build, we could make and build our own activities and make new activities to make it more appealing. It could also be used for advertising and things like that. And then my resources. During research, I used a lot of websites in order to help for the project to be successful and well organized. And most of them I used for management, for managing the event, and for managing everyone who is helping out, as well as how to attract more people to come to an event, and advertising as well, because advertising is a big factor for the event and for how many people will stay. That's my speech. Thanks for listening.